a warm welcome to ChildLink's insightful program dedicated to fostering and understanding crucial issues affecting our community. I'm your host, Tiana Jordan. I am the Advocacy and Communications Officer at ChildLinK. Before we get into our discussion for today, I'd just like to tell you a bit about ChildLinK for those who aren't familiar with the organization. We are a non-governmental organization that works towards the protection of children from all forms of abuse and exploitation. Our vision at ChildLinK is to create a Guyanese society where every child grows up in a safe and secure family and community. At ChildLinK, we offer a number of services which range from parenting skills education, trauma counseling. We also do support and referral services to migrants. We also work with children who come into conflict with the law or who might come into conflict with the law to revert them away from a life of crime. At ChildLinK, we also collaborate with the Child Care and Protection Agency to reintegrate children from institutional care back into family-based care. So that's just a little bit about what we do at ChildLinK. We also collaborate with a number of stakeholders ranging from governmental agencies, international NGOs, and of course local NGOs. And today I have with me representatives from one of our community-based organization partners, United Bricklayers, who will be sharing with you their experiences with the migrant community. So recently, ChildLinK would have hosted, in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration, IOM, and various UN agencies as well as civil society organizations, we would have hosted a workshop aimed at empowering migrants and their families. The workshop focused on enlightening them about the diverse services provided by these agencies, along with guidance on how to access these essential resources. Our primary goal was to ensure the safety and well-being of migrants during their stay in Guyana, emphasizing adherence to proper processes and protocols. So today on this program, we will be delving into the outcomes of this collaborative effort. We'll also be shedding light on the services made available to migrants and the significance of their accessibility. Joining me, as I mentioned before, are representatives from United Bricklayers who played a pivotal role in the success of our recent workshop and who continue to champion the cause of migrant welfare. So good day, ladies. How are you doing?
Very good. I'm blessed.
You're all blessed.
So I will now give both of you the opportunity to tell us a bit about yourselves.
Okay, my name is Juanita Burrows. I'm the founder and director of United Bricklayers. I wear many hats. For those in the community who know me, we worked in Region 5 and Region 6, working with vulnerable community. For myself, I have a passion for what I do. I have a passion for children. I have a passion for people. And for those who get in contact with me, they know I don't make jokes with my loyalty and my integrity. I stand up for what I believe in. I'm a very outspoken person. I know sometimes I get on person's toes, but that's okay. At the end of the day, we need to cool and we need to open for any constructive criticism.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Teresa Griffith, and I'm the social worker attached to United Bricklayers under the CRIE project that is being funded under ChildLinK with one of our collaborating partners.
Thank you very much for sharing. And you would have mentioned that you're working under the CRIE project, and CRIE stands for the Community Responding In Emergencies project, which is funded by the Delegation of the European Union in Guyana. And of course, this discussion falls under this specific project. Now, I want to hear more a bit about United Bricklayers. So take us back to, how did the organization come about, maybe how many years you were around. Tell us the story.
Well, take me back to history. United Bricklayers started from a bottom house meeting. I saw the need of person in the community, the risky behavior, and I decided to pull the young people together. And it was 90 young persons I pulled together, and we started to have small discussion on self-esteem, because I grew up with strict parents, so I always want to be this perfect one. So from that, I decided that I'm going to do something to help the people in my community. And I started by polling. We started with 5 persons. And from 5 persons, we end up with 10 persons. From the 10 persons, we end up with 19 persons. And we used to have Sunday school on a Sunday. During the week after school, we used to have literacy classes. From the literacy classes on a Saturday now, we're going to have our meeting day, like we're going to meet, greet, have small talks about what we want to do for our community. We're going to have games night. And from that, United Bricklayers came about. So we decided that here what happened. After it started to grow, we decided that we're going to be registered. So in 2008, 2009, I decided that, and the team, we decided that we're going to go and register the organization. How we came about with the name United Bricklayers. We were discussing all the different social issues that's happening in the community around us. It started in an area where there were a lot of drugs, blocks, and these kind of things. So we decided that here will happen. We want to empower persons in our communities. So we came up with building bricks. Then I said, Mom, building bricks? They're like, yes, as we build bricks, we building a foundation for our community. And that's how the name Bricklayers came about. And to leave it like bricklayers, everybody think it's like construction work. But we are constructed in a positive way, a human being. We think about constructing human beings. So we decided that we're going to be change agent in our community and around New Amsterdam. So we said, let us put United. So that's how United came about, and then Bricklayers. But basically we were focusing on empowering our young people, empowering people on the whole. We not just was focused basically young people, but we thinking about people on the whole. And the fact that living in our community and see parents going to these drugs blocks, sometimes they send the children, we decide that no, United Bricklayers we're going to work with, and this is final, so we all agree. When we take it to the agency, to the court to register, everybody was amazed by the name. When we take it to Friendly Society, same thing, it registered pretty fast. No hurdles, no obstacles. It was to be a part of our community. From that, we decided that we're going to start with Orphan and Vulnerable Children Hot Meal Program and HIV. And so from that, all the different social issues start to come in. So after being registered in 2009, the 9th of May, we received a $10 million funding from the U.S. Embassy.
That's great.
Yeah, $10 million from the U.S. Embassy to work on the HIV prevention program, MARPS. There's where we started to work with the MARPS program. And for those who don't know what is MARPS, it's most at-risk population, and that was the LGBT community that raised in our environment, because at that time that was their focus. And so we decided that we're going to work with orphan and vulnerable children, and we're going to still work with the MARS project. So we start working with MARS project in 2009, 2010. In 2010 was a 1 year. 2010, 2011, 2012, we had for funding $20 million from the U.S. Embassy to continue the great work and to start doing HIV testing. And there's where the National AIDS Program Secretariat, we opened a testing site, and per day we would test over 50 persons per day. And then it started to increase, and then it decreased, and it increased again. And from that, we started to work with key population, which is the LGBT community in Region 5 and 6. We had afforded $20 million to do that. And after that, then the funding vanished away. After Guyana started to talk about island different source of income for the country.
And I'm sure this trip down memory lane about how the organization came about and so on. You're able to see, how much you've grown as an organization.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I want to hear specifically now about your partnership with ChildLinK, and maybe Ms. Griffith can share a bit on this.
Our partnership with ChildLinK originated from a meeting at the EU office, meeting the Miss Omati, Madre, and a number was shared with her organization and our organization, and that is about 7 years ago. So after that meeting, our manager and that manager from ChildLinK came about, and our first project with ChildLinK was a reintegration with family, and that was a very successful project where we were able to work with children through Child Protection Agency, collaborating from Georgetown and New Amsterdam to assist in reintegrating children with family, work with them through psychosocial counseling, referral pathway, assist them through education. So over the years, we would have moved from one project to another. So our partnership with ChildLinK is great for the last 7 years, and we're looking forward to continue with the partnership because we recognize that in Region 6 and Region 5 that we work, collaboration is needed. And so it's not a one-man's job or a one-organization job. It's everybody's job where it comes to our kids. And that is where our focus is on kids and family.
Thank you. And Ms. Burrows would have mentioned, a number of projects that you would have worked on over the years. But right now we're on the CRIE project, which is focused on services towards the migrant community. I want to hear specifically about some of those services that you would provide to assist the Venezuelan migrants, and how have these services evolved over time. We can speak specifically to education, employment, legal and health services, and even psychosocial counseling.
Under the CRIE, which is Community Response in Emergency, and that program is mostly designed to work with the migrants. However, we were able to also work with locals also. With education, we were able to reintegrate migrant children into our education system, where we advocate on their behalf through the Ministry of Education. And they were able, we had their birth certificate, which is in Spanish. We had it to go to Georgetown, get it notarized into, it is a process, but we were able to get it done so that the children, however, when that process is being going through, the children were not denied into the education system. They were accepted, and we must say thanks to the Ministry of Education for working collaboratively to helping our migrant children. We had challenges, yes, because not all of the schools were taught Spanish, but through the organization where we are equipped with a translator, we were able to implement our Spanish to English class. We already have a literacy class where we were able to incorporate our migrant children into our Spanish to English class, to our literacy class, where that would have helped our children in our school system. Through our health, it wasn't so much of a challenge because in the health fraternity, we have doctors who already speak Spanish. So with our translator and our referral pathway, we don't just send our migrants to the hospital, we accompany them. So that navigation period, that when a migrant have to seek health or seek assistance through our health fraternity, it is a more easy path to go through because the doctor is able to understand what they are saying and able to help them. Also through United Bricklayers, we provide counseling service for our migrants. We provide medical package where we provide the testing of HIV and also equip them with package where it comes to condom, lubricant, all of that. So even when they're out there and they encounter any other problems, our number is there with them. Wherever they reside, we make certain that they have our number, that they can able to reach out to us when they are being violated, when they're being discriminated. If we have to accompany them to the police, we are there with them through that process. So under the CRIE, under the different headings that we work with the migrants, we were able to see turnaround in our migrants population in Region 6. I should say that we have migrants, most of them are mobile, but the ones that remain in Region 6, they are doing excellent. We have seen success stories with them. They reach out to us anytime, anywhere. You go to the supermarket, you're able to have a conversation with them, and we enjoy working with the migrants under the CRIE project.
That's great. And you would have mentioned success stories. I want to hear from you ladies now, some of these success stories, maybe how the Spanish to English classes have helped the children, how well are they doing in school. When it comes to employment, how many migrants, or maybe you can share specifically towards one person or two person that you would have helped, find a job, and so on.
We must say congratulations to our community stakeholders like the supermarket and so forth. We have a lot of migrants are working in our supermarket in Region 6, and they're doing extremely well, at least for the past 2 years. There's no report of exploitation with this supermarket employer, so we must give that a thumbs up. For the children in school, yes, they're doing pretty well with the English, and the fact now that the parents of these children, some of them are equipping themselves on the social media with the English classes so that they can better relate to the children. So it's not only in the schools, but at home the parents also is on the site where they're translating from Spanish to English. So that's a plus also for those parents who are showing those interests. From the project, we were able to have doctors into our healthcare system because these migrants came here with the potential, they came here with the good qualification, but it's just because of circumstances. Circumstances sometimes put us in some critical position, but never mind, sometimes it's for worse, sometimes it's for good. But I want to say that from that we were able to have 2 successful doctors working in the public institution presently now.
Can you say how did you go about advocating to have them be able to work in the health sector?
Okay, the president and the vice president of the government of this country were on an outreach in Region 6. And after working with the CRIE project, we were able to meet with these migrants, and it was brought to our attention that they qualified doctors, but they're not getting in. For some reason, they're not getting into the system. So I decided to advocate and lobby for those doctors, and So I had a conversation because I was at the outreach at the set time. So I invited the doctor to come over to the outreach, myself and Miss Griffith. And we ensured that those doctors had the opportunity to reach with the president, reach with the vice president, and have a quick one-on-one. And so I was placed with the task, myself and Ms. Nurifa Griffith were placed with the task to ensure that we follow up in getting this doctor into the system. So we had to take the doctor to Georgetown with all our documentation, her qualification and everything. And from that, she was placed on another interview. So we had to take her back again to Georgetown within a 2 weeks period. And it took a little time, but she received a call that she needs to go down to Georgetown now and get a stamp. I never knew that doctor had to get a stamp. That was a new thing for me. So whilst we are educating, we are also learning. That is when I knew that the doctor had to get a stamp, and from the stamp she was placed at one of the hospitals in Region 6 here. And she's very happy because it was even as challenges at that time when she was told that she has to go into the interior and work, because that was a setback on her family here. But anyway, our God is an awesome God. He's so good that He worked things out for her, so she was able to fill an open place at the Portman Hospital.
And stories like this, it's really great to hear them. And what I really like is that you guys don't just, tell these migrants, that, okay, this is what we found out, this is what you have to do, but you take them to get the help directly. So if they need to get documents, you go with them to Georgetown and you help them through that process. You're with them right through. So, kudos to doing that. Yeah,
and even was Monday, Ms. Griffith, or Tuesday, we were able to have one of our migrant case dismissed Wednesday from the system because from victimization, police victimization. We were able to get that case dismissed from the court while police were there standing and asking for another prolong of another 2 weeks, which was pretty bad, and I see that discrimination and victimization. But I must say congrats to that magistrate for her humanity, the love, the kindness, and she's not just sitting there and making rational decision, but the right decision, and seeing the fact of people time wasted and people coming and you cannot get your case started out, your evidence started out to either guilty or not guilty or whatever. So I must say toodles to that magistrate. We need to sing for that excellent job that she has done and doing in the court system. So I must say that our migrants are doing very well. We also have a migrant who is one of our top mechanic in Region 6 in New Amsterdam. Every person, no matter what issue your car have, everybody's going to him. So per day he must just fix over 10 to 15 cars. So I want to say that congratulations to ChildLinK for not just sticking in the box of focusing on Guyanese citizen, but thinking out of that box and focusing on migrants who migrated to Guyana, and so that we were able to have that opportunity to work with our migrants, to be a part of that project, because they could have selected someone else to do that project. So thanks to Ms. Marjorie and meeting with Ms. Nurifa Griffith, firstly in the field, and it's a pleasure working with ChildLinK. It's a great pleasure working with ChildLinK, because the focus is not, ChildLinK focus is working with family, working with reintegration of the children, and so the fact that they can sit and analyze the situation around us and we can bring solution to that problem, put smiles on people's face, that will make us happy.
Yes.
So thank you so much, ChildLinK, for looking and putting your confidence and trust in us and have us working tirelessly in that community to make sure we can pull family together, not only by psychosocial counseling, but advocacy, lobbying with the stakeholders and entity and even the government in our community to bring about change and put smiles on people's face. That what makes us happy. So thank you to ChildLinK for selecting us, for working with us, for remembering us, for supporting us, and for being there with us in our time of need. Because at that time ChildLinK came out with this program, we were not getting funding, but we were working still in the community voluntarily. Miss Griffith was happily going around despite she has to pay a passage every single day. She never did one day from. I said, man, you gotta give me back my passage, you gotta pay passage. So Miss Griffith, I want to say a big thank you to you on this national television here today for your dedication, your commitment. I want to say I do appreciate it because sometimes when I myself feel frustrated, you're there for us. So congratulations. Thank you. We love you so much and keep up your good work.
You're welcome.
Yes, and hearing from you ladies today, I really admire the work that you've been doing. As a community-based organization, you're in the community dealing directly with the people, and it's really great to hear about your work. For those of you, if you're now joining us, I have with me Miss Juanita Burrows from United Bricklayers and Miss Nariva Griffith. They are, like I said, from United Bricklayers, based right here in Region 6. I am Tiana Jordan, ChildLinK's Advocacy and Communications Officer. Our discussion today is focused on hearing from these beautiful ladies about their work and the services that they offer to migrants under our Communities Responding in Emergencies project, which is funded by the Delegation of the European Union. Now, Ms. Burrows, you would have mentioned, victimization as a challenge that migrants would face. Aside from this, can you maybe share some of the other challenges that migrants would face?
Migrants, you want to go, Ms. Griffith, or you want me to go?
Some of the challenges that our migrants face is housing. Because they are mobile, you would not find one sharing an apartment. They are more than one. So housing is one of the key elements where it's frustrating. Job employment. It was a challenge for us working with the migrants, but over the time it gets easier through our advocacy, through our stakeholders, and through sensitization. We were able to minimize the challenges by having them advocating, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt, when Juanita advocate, she advocate. She does not take no as an answer. She goes the length and breadth where it comes, and not just migrants, across the board. Vulnerable children, family, you name it, she is there. And I must say, kudos up to her, because in every areas where Juanita would have started, you would have seen growth. And this is not just for the migrants, this is generally. And over the years, United Bricklayers would have worked collaboratively with police, child protection, Ministry of Health, education, providing various services to our community. So adding to migrant coming on board under the CRIE, that was, for us we thought it would have been a challenge because of the language barrier. But over the time we equip our phone with the app, so it makes us a little easier through the translation, and with us having the translator also. And I must say kudos up to one of our volunteer, Lave, for assisting us too in the translation with Ravonda April as our translator on the project. The two translators would have worked well, especially with our migrant children, even going to school and assisting them getting their school work that they can bring them when they come to the office, to assist them. They also with my skills advocate officer, Miss Tiffany, or Andre Millington, who work with the migrant women, providing them with skills, life skills, like making flowers from used items like paper flowers, having them we collect bottles, make arrangements, and those life skills. It was so amazing to see migrants so skilled and qualified. Community might see migrants coming into our country and they stigmatize them. But when you get to know these migrants, you will enjoy working with them. So the migrants are not bad people. They are all human beings. It's just that they're looking for a better solution to their problem, providing for their family that is being left in Venezuela. They sacrifice themselves to come here looking for a betterment. And we would have worked with them providing. Before CRIE, migrants would have complained of so much challenges, like they have to purchase the ED card online. 12,000 and so odd money to get it. When we learn about how they're going to get the money to purchase an ED card, which the government of Guyana provides free of cost, but because they didn't know the know-how, it was a backburner for them. They were afraid to speak out. They were afraid to face the public. But over the time, we were able, through counseling and working with them collaboratively, we were able to bring that fear out of them. You know, I must say thanks to IOM and HIAS and all the other collaborating partners who provide additional education and sensitization where we can use those information to help our migrants, like having them now being citizens of Guyana, which that's a service now that IOM and HIAS and the immigration is going to be providing very soon. And thanks to the government of Guyana to recognize that migrants have a place in our society, right? So those are some of the challenges. Through continuous advocacy, we were able to see some of those challenges minimizing by having them here, and if it's up to their choice if they want to become a citizen of Guyana, the channel that they can access those services. So we must say that over the years, or over the 2-year period under the CRIE, we would have seen growth under the project where migrants have access to certain services without feeling discrimination and neglect and being victimization that they were going through, and they have to be fearful because they don't know who is coming after them.
And would you be able to say how many migrants you would have worked with under the CRIE project?
Under the CRIE project, we were given target areas in various line items, and one of the targets was our migrant population. And we were given a target to work with 150 migrants in Region 6. And we were able to reach our target to work with 150 migrants, mobile and who stays in Region 6. We provide services like psychosocial counseling and medical, where they access through the organization, where they could have come and get other services. So the 150, that leave out our children. Our children would have been a different target to the migrant target. But we were able to work hard, collaboratively with our team. United Bricklayers is a teamwork. It's not a one-man's job, but it's a teamwork where everybody from the manager right down work tirelessly, whether it's in the field or in the office. We go. And I must say to our driver, he never give up. He always on the board with us.
And to add to what you just said, not forgetting food for the poor that give us some school package for those children. We're looking forward for the collaboration with Food for the Poor, because reason being those migrants sometimes need like a little hamper and stuff like that. Migrants will also benefit from hampers from the community at large, it's with its family, my family, and so forth. Migrants are able to bless with hampers, so they benefited from the program.
That's great.
And also, add to what Winnie is saying, for the first time, migrants were able to be assisted from the government with small business loan.
Yeah.
Through, as I said before,
Yeah.
advocacy from UNITO, that migrants were able to benefit from that, because our migrants are very skillful. Don't forget that. It's just that they want to be given an opportunity to shine. And once that opportunity is being given, you would be amazed of the work that they can do and contribute into our society.
And also a big thank you to the National AIDS Program Secretariat, who provided us with hepatitis B kits, syphilis, HIV kits, and so many others care packages for our migrants and the community at large. Thank you to the National AIDS Program Secretariat, not forgetting you people.
And also under the CRIE project, I know you would have had to do capacity building with various stakeholders such as teachers, police officers, nurses, and so on. Can you tell me a bit about how that went?
That went excellent, can't complain, because remember, working in our community, we have built great relationship over those years. Police, we have great collaboration with them. They call us pretty often. Sometimes we get fed up with them. We can't say we still appreciate the cause. With the police, now we're sitting on the board, myself and Ms. Narifa Griffith, we're sitting on the board of Cox and Faith, where we're the one who going into the community, do all the counseling, whether it's gender-based violence, suicide, whatever the police call upon us. They call nobody else to the counseling but United Bricklayers, and also to work with those delinquent children, and doing counseling also with the delinquent children in schools. And now the police want to go with us in schools when we're going in schools. So it's not just going to be us, but all the stakeholders are so happy to come on board with us now and to go in the community with us when we're going in the community. So that's a plus for us. So we must give up to our community, to our stakeholder. We're happy for the collaboration. We're willing and ready, available to work with you on our next new project.
Yes, and
which is the Drive project. We will be talking more about the Drive project.
Definitely.
Yeah. And we must add into what Ms. Burrows, we must say thanks to all the commanders that we would have worked with under the CRIE for their support. We can call upon them at any time, and the support is being given. It is going to be unfitting for us not to recognize the OC of Region Number 6, Mr. Davison, who at any time, day or night, give us his full support where it comes to local or migrant. He has been one of our collaborating partner and stakeholders. Also, to Pastor Charles, toodle up for always recognizing the work that we do in the community and for lending us or giving us the full participation to the Cox and Faith and other faith-based leaders, education and other stakeholders failing at this time not to recognize. We recognize the effort that you would have contributed towards having CRIE being where it is today. Without your support, we could not have accomplished working with the migrants and the local communities. So we must recognize all our stakeholders. If we would have failed to mention your name, please forgive us, but we recognize all the contribution what each one of you would have given to us.
That's great, seeing the how the local community responds to the work that United Bricklayers is doing here, and these relationships, are what contributes to your success. So I must say kudos to having such a great team, having such great relationships with the other stakeholders within the community that you're working in. And at the beginning of the discussion, I would have mentioned the recent workshop that ChildLinK and IOM would have collaborated on hosting. Can you share, some of the insights that you would have gotten from that workshop, and how can agencies that attended the workshop, because we had a number of agencies there, the Ministry of Education, we had the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, we had the Ministry of Home Affairs, we had HIAS, and we had even the migrants there and their families. So share with me some insights from the workshop, and how do you think that these agencies can better improve their collaboration to help migrants?
Each and every one of the agency that was at that workshop was Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. They all are important to the work of the society, of our community, each region. It is important to have them on board because they all link together. They all link together, especially if we're going to use our referral pathway. We need each and every one of them on board. We need each and every one of them in order for us to be successful. Each and every one of them are unique. And the fact that having the immigration there, that is very important, because sometimes we have to be calling in because we don't understand some of the systems. Sometimes when it comes to the ED card and getting the documentation straightened out for our migrants. It was a very, very excellent workshop. Kudos up to ChildLinK and the team for planning that workshop, getting each and every one on board, because everyone is so busy. You don't get everyone in one place at the set time. So that was a great plus for ChildLinK, having each and every stake entities in that space at that time, spending entire day out sharing and able to educate us on the way forward and how we can get things done and the channel that we have to take. That was a great plus. The workshop was very informative. It was really good because the feedback that we received from the migrants, we will be accessing services this new week. So we will be calling up some of those very agency to give us assistance, especially when it comes to our migrants. Because yes, we're still not clear on our documentation, especially for it to become like legal documentation for our migrants, because some of them are over 7 years here. And I think that we need to get the documentation straightened out, and they would also like to have our documentation. So I think that it was a very great workshop, having all those entities in there. It was very informative, and the fact that I love the translating. So despite we heard it in English, we also received it in Spanish. That was a great plus for ChildLinK, and we need to have more of that. A recommendation, we need to have more of that.
Thank you for that recommendation.
Yes, it was very good.
For me, being on that workshop, having all the entities in one place to provide the various services to our migrants, and what was the boost is having the migrant be a part of the workshop, that they also could have learned and know how to go about to access these services without even having us to advocate for them, but they're also learning how they can access, and having migrants from various regions was also a boost, because what was good for Region 6 would have been a different opportunity for Region 3, and what was good for Region 3 would have been another opportunity for Region 4. So each region had their own challenges. So having all of those agencies, IOM, HIOS, Ministry of Probation, Counter-Trafficking, Miss Corbin, and Profit, and all of them sharing their knowledge and how access can be available, whether it's been a cost or whether it's free, and even to minimize where they can have other services given to them through housing, nationalization. So having that collaboration and that everything in a nutshell would have been the perfect for the migrants, because migrants sometimes they don't come to you with everything. You know, as I said, there sometimes is be afraid, because if you don't have proper representation for them, then they just left alone and they just go about as normal, what they've been accustomed to. But a lot of these migrants are Guyanese migrants. If we should go down memory lane, they would have migrated to Venezuela. Now they're relocating back to Guyana. But because of the long period, it becomes a burden for them. So having that, it was a boost. And ChildLinK, IOM, to collaborate and have all of us in one setting, we are very grateful for that. We have learned a lot on Tuesday, and to continue to work with the migrants that they can see more benefit impact as they go forward.
That's really great to hear. Today we've discussed so much, and I've learned so much about the work that you're doing in the community, because I'm not in the community, but I'm the one now giving you that platform to share directly about the work that you're doing with the migrants in the communities, and it's really awesome to hear that. I want to hear from you now. What are your plans moving forward for United Bricklayers?
My plan is to stay at United Bricklayers, continue the work that I'm doing, create behavior change. Is a passion, and I thank God every day that He would have opened a door for me to do what I like to do, working with families, working with children, and He had blessed me with some wonderful co-workers that we are a family. So I love what I do, and I must also say thanks to my family for sticking with me for all the long hours that I spent away from them, either working in Region 6, working in Region 5, or other regions, skip to Miluta or Yalo, Siparuta, wherever you name it, Barakara. I must say thanks for their support, thanks for my co-workers' support. What I don't know, I can rely on them. We are a team, and we will continue to work to support the locals, the migrants, and our vulnerable communities and schools. We forget you. Working in the schools with our children. I enjoy working with you guys. I love working with the children. I will continue to do that. Thank you very much, ChildLinK, for giving us that boost and the support at any time.
What about you, Miss? For
me, for those who know me, I'm going to stay being me, humble, cool, easygoing, and I'm going to stay being a change agent. I'm going to stay being a change agent. And personally, I'm a no-nonsense person in the community. At the same time, I'm still loving, I'm still kind, I'm still humble. But my loyalty is important to you people. I will stay being an advocate for you people. I'm going to stay loving you people until I have a better community. So when I go on beyond, I leave a footprint in the sand. All right? I love what I do, and that is going to change me. All right?
And for those who do not know us, where we are located at United Bricklayers, 2525 Charles Place, and our contact number is 323-3322. So you can call us within 8 to 4. That's our office time. Any other time, you can get Miss Winita Burrows at 651-7729, Miss Roxanne LaRose at 683-0283. You can have, and they will refer to any other counselors. Thank you very much for having us on the program.
So the ChildLinK, I want to say it's a pleasure working with you. We will continue to work with you people, and we want to say teamwork make the dream work. At the end of the day, what makes me happy and what makes me proud and give me the opportunity to stay what I'm doing is the fact that I put a smile on a person's face and I teach people to fish. I don't fish for them. That's what I want to continue seeing happening in my community. I want to see people empower themselves. To you, the young people, I'm encouraging you to access the GOLD program. It is very important. Get yourself equipped. Get yourself educated. Education is the key to success. And that's the only thing to take us out of any situation. It's not where you came from, but it's where you're going. You are the person who has to get a vision. You is the person who has to make your dream work. You is the person who has to make a difference in your society. I am here just to embrace and to support. Enough love to each and every one of you. Enough love to my ChildLinK family. I love you people so much, so much. It's a pleasure working with you. It's a pleasure, great pleasure working with you. Stay good. God bless. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you very much, Ms. Burrows, for leaving that message, especially to the young people. I was going to ask, do you guys have a social media page, maybe a Facebook page, or are you guys on social media? I know you have your numbers.
The thing is with our Facebook page, every time we say we're doing a Facebook page, but because we work so much, we keep our work so much in confidentiality because we don't believe in throwing up everything, but I know sometimes it do work well. We're going to rejuvenate back our Facebook page. We do have a Facebook page, but I don't know, when I'm busy in society, I don't have time for social media, and that's one of the bad things with me. My good friend here, Miss Griffith, she's one who tried to post, but for me, I believe once I impact you and I bring about that change, that what makes me happy once you have a smile on your face, and that's how I operate. So just forgive me. But that's a good idea. I think I'm going to fix Miss Griffith and Miss Roxanne with the task of having a Facebook page for United Bricklayers. Because those two people, you can't stop them from posting.
Definitely.
But for me, I just love what I do. I have a passion for people. I have a passion, a heart of love and a heart of gold for you people. That what makes me happy.
Yes, and I want to encourage both of you ladies to continue the amazing work that you've been doing. When you're so passionate about something, it's like you never work a day in your life.
It's so
it's
true.
Great to see that passion.
Because for me, sorry to continue, sorry to interject, but for me, I tell people, nobody knows me. I don't take no for an answer. I strive to what I want for my people. Nobody knows me. I'm very outspoken and very straightforward. I will tell you what I have to say, frankly, to your face. But in that 2 minutes, we good. I don't keep no animosity, but I love people. I love people, and I love what I do. Yeah.
This is why you're successful at your job.
Yeah, my passion.
And I must say thanks to the other co-worker, Miss Siobhan Burrows, Miss Andre Millington, Stefan Burrows, Lavi Simon, Crystal Ramsamy, Ravonda April. I must say, without you guys, we would not able to do the work that we do. And we must recognize your support. Our biggest support goes to our manager, who tirelessly work with us day and night to give us the strength to do what we do. So to Miss Roxanne LaRose, we recognize you today for over the years being the driving force and giving us all the support that we need, whether it's in counseling, whether it's on the road, wherever it is. We thank you very much for being the driving force and giving us that go ahead.
Thank you. very
Read
much.
out.
We're short on time at the moment, so I just want to thank you, ladies, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be a part of this discussion and sharing your experiences with the migrant community. I want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you to persons who tuned into our discussion today. And with that being said, I'm Tiana Jordan, and I'm saying goodbye for now.
Goodbye. Thank you for having us.